My name is Chibson USA, and this is the story behind Chibson's return to NAMM 2022, featuring the most valuable guitar in the world, the Klontar. In the afternoon of May 29th, 2022, Marky from Gear Dogs and myself began to make our way toward the greater Los Angeles area in preparation for the company's upcoming appearance at NAMM. This would not be our first appearance at NAMM, when back in 2020, my personal assistant Ashton was able to sneak us in dressed as a security guard, allowing Chibson to debut the now infamous Durstburst to adoring fans and the media at large. But due to COVID concerns, the world would not see another NAMM for nearly 2.5 years, which left many in the guitar community to ponder what the next big thing would be. It was during this time that the mythological Klon Centaur pedal entered mainstream popularity. I'm switching now. As one of the most sought-after overdrives ever invented.
Covered the circuitry with some sort of black goop.
With stories of collectors paying thousands of dollars for an original pedal. The Centaur's mysterious circuit became so popular that seemingly overnight the market would become flooded with hundreds of Klon clones.
It's an authentic noise. If I put it in...
Seeing an opportunity to cash in on the hype, we made sure to issue several of our own Klon Centaur-related products, including Klon Wine, the Klon Watch, and my personal favorite, Klon Cologne. However, it would be the Klontar that everyone would soon be talking about. Some thought the idea was preposterous, while others said it simply could not be done. I would assemble some of the world's greatest guitar and pedal builders, bringing the Klontar to life in time for NAMM 2022. As soon as Marky and I arrived in Los Angeles, we met up with my personal assistant Ashton and my trainer Archie to begin staking out the Anaheim Convention Hall in preparation for the Klontar's debut. Unaware at the time, Archie would somehow become offended after giving me a piece of gum, which would take the entire team by surprise.
How many pieces do you think he took? It's my gum. We can talk about it later, but...
I think he took 3. Just Bill him.
Okay. We'll talk about it. He took a few pieces of gum.
I took 1, he took 1. I think Ashton said no. Or do you take 2?
I took 1.
I took 1.
If I'm going to keep bringing gum, you know, it's like, who's going to...
I'll get you more. They got more gum, dude.
The tension between Archie and myself would only get worse when I would bump into Mark Letteri, guitarist for Grammy Award-winning group Snarky Puppy.
This is Archie. Archie's my personal trainer and cameraman.
What's going on, buddy?
Hands down my favorite comedy music account ever in life. I follow it religiously. It's the best.
Only to have my trainer and cameraman insult Mark in an attempt to embarrass me publicly.
You play guitar, man?
I tried to, yeah,
That's
on
cool.
occasion.
That's cool.
I own a few.
Although you can hear me attempting to laugh off the situation, I knew that we just provided Mark with his first awkward NAMM encounter of the day. With the Klontar strapped to Marky's back, we eventually were able to locate the Laney booth, where I was able to assess the area and make notes for the following day.
Setting up here, right?
Not surprisingly, some safety concerns were raised while discussing the Klontar demonstration, prompting me to have to sign several waivers assuring Laney that if anything were to happen during the Klontar performance, Chibson USA would be 100% responsible. Meanwhile, back inside the convention hall, Marky would grow tired of carrying the Klontar on his back and resort to pounding several beers
Not cheap.
in and around the Rickenbacker booth. Moments later, we would bump into his idol, famed YouTube celebrity Rhett Shull, who immediately asked to see the Klontar. Rhett Shull would be the first person to ever lay eyes on the Klontar and would remain entirely speechless holding the instrument. In exchange for seeing the Klontar, Rhett would urge me to go to a private party filled with famous YouTubers taking place around the corner at a nearby hotel. It was during this time I began to sense a certain uneasiness among some of the Chibson team members.
Because it's a parking lot.
Yeah, this is great.
It's around here. I think it's over this way.
When after about 15 minutes of walking, there was still no sign of any famous YouTuber.
Rhett Shull, what's going on?
With the Klontar's debut looming overhead, the pressure to find the party and rub elbows with celebrities grew immensely. I realized that the fate of the company could very well rest with one of the influencers just seeing the Klontar that night.
So, Chibson USA here. We're at NAMM, and we're about to go to what we call a influencer party. So, we're gonna hang. Arch.
I'm so sorry.
Come on, dude. The fuck, man. Take two.
After regrouping, we arrived at the designated party area where I directed the team toward the bar. Here, I could attempt to buy some time while figuring out a plan on how to interact with some of the famous personalities.
So just relax. Just try to relax.
It would only be a matter of minutes before I would stumble upon legendary YouTube star and dear friend Marty Schwartz.
Hey, what's up, you guys? Marty Schwartz here with Marty Music.
Marty was one of the most successful music YouTubers on the planet, with over 3 million subscribers of his own.
All kidding aside, what's up, everybody?
In a moment of weakness, I had reached out to Marty for support when I had experienced severe algorithm problems the previous year.
Well, I mean, I can't personally say I've experienced that, but what I can say is...
And now, Marty would praise Chibson's achievements with the Klontar, which immediately reminded me that I had left my personal bag containing my computer and hard drive just sitting at the bar. Thanks to Ashton, I was able to get my bag and begin handing out copies of the Chibson Activity Book to other successful YouTubers. At that moment, Ashton's camera caught a glimpse of legendary YouTube powerhouse and bona fide internet star Rick Beato.
But it's also used in things like jazz, in Spanish-sounding music.
Too nervous to show Rick the Klontar, I offered up a copy of the Chibson Activity Book instead, while making sure to get my personal copy signed. With the YouTube party coming to a close, I would look at Rick's signature as a sign of encouragement for tomorrow's event.
I gotta go through that and figure out which one's what. Gotta watch towel that too.
The next morning, the team was up early to go over the game plan for the Klontar demonstration that would be taking place in a few short hours.
Just focus. So this is the Derek. Derek's coming in. Guitar is sitting here. Can I use your lighter as the other guitar? Come on, man. Okay, so this is the new guitar. Derek's gonna be playing the new guitar.
However, my nerves would get the best of me trying to record an update video for Chibson followers.
Hey there, it's Chibson USA of Chibson USA, and we are in Anaheim, California. I got the Chibson team. We're doing a video. We got the Chibson team. It's Marky here. We got Ashton driving us to NAMM, and then I got Rowe. Fuck the video up. Hey there, it's Chibson USA of Chibson USA, and I am in a vehicle. Fuck!
Moments later, we would arrive at the NAMM show with the Klontar and begin heading to the Laney Amplifier booth to begin setting up. With all of the team members in position, we would stick close to our plan and wait for Derek of Masters of Shred's arrival.
Hey everybody, it's Derek, aka Mr. Shred, and I wanted to...
Having helped Derek out earlier in the year with an interview with Justin Hawkins.
The darkness, you mighty Justin Hawkins.
I was able to call in a favor to Derek to play the Klontar wearing an inflatable centaur outfit. As soon as I placed the Klontar in display for the demo, the crowd quickly began to assemble, and for the very first time I felt a sense of nervousness come over me. Once I got the green light, I motioned for Derek to take the stage. The reactions from the audience only reinforced the idea that placing a Klon centaur into the body of a guitar was in fact the right decision. As soon as I heard the unwieldy distortion come from those Laney speakers, I knew that history had just been made. Watching Derek use the Klontar as a pedal by playing another guitar through it was what I thought was the instrument's biggest selling point and greatest innovative achievement. However, the highlight of the day would be Derek's second performance, directly with the Klontar itself, which demonstrated the guitar's versatility and iconic tone. During the pandemonium that immediately followed the Klontar demonstration, I would notice my assistant Ashton, who would normally be celebratory, looking sad and distant.
So CRA guitars, ARI guitars.
Attempting to lift Ashton's spirits, we would all take in the CRE Guitars demonstration as a moment to recharge. Moments later, we'd bump into Jared James Nichols, where he would offer the Chibson Team tickets for his performance later that night. With only a few hours left, Marky and myself would roam the convention hall gathering content for new episodes of Gear Dogs.
It's called the Electroliner, which is...
Being sort of a neat freak, Marky came very close to disrupting Jason Richardson's demo at the Abasi Concepts booth. Once we gathered our footage, we headed back to our Airbnb to get changed in order for us to catch the Jared James Nichols performance taking place at a nearby club called the Chain Reaction. Sometime during Jared's performance, my assistant Ashton would be reminded of his own failed attempts at securing a record contract in LA many years earlier. Chewed up and spit out by the music industry at an early age, Ashton would have a tough time reconciling his years spent trying to make it big. After an exhausting day at NAMM, Jared's set was just another reminder of Ashton's battle with his inner demons. Looking back on what Ashton was going through at the time, it now made sense why he declined a photo with Jared after the show. The next morning, we would be off to LA to meet up with Buckcherry at the world-famous Whisky A-go in Hollywood. It would be here that Stevie D of Buckcherry would get to test drive the Klontar for their show later that night. Once inside the venue, I would be forced to keep a close eye on Archie, who immediately began displaying signs of overenthusiasm towards the band. It would not take long before the Klontar was up on stage and the band began tearing through a ZZ Top number with Stevie D on Klontar and Billy Rowe playing slide. After soundcheck was wrapped, Marky and myself were allowed on stage to film another episode of Chib Checkout featuring Billy, leaving an opportunity for Archie to bring the entire shoot to a halt.
Down here, how do you click them?
They don't need to be clicked. This one needs to be clicked every couple songs, but that's it.
You play without a tuner?
No, we got a tuner.
Custom color or that, like that pink? You buy that like that or?
Hey, be cool, man.
The speakers that were stopped.
It's fine.
Ultimately, I would be forced to address Archie's behavior on the patio of the famed Rainbow Bar and Grill.
For the way he said it was like a buddy. It was one of the coolest moments because he was like, hey, that's how a friend would talk to me. You know? So to me, it was like, well, I don't feel like I was.
Not wanting to reward Archie's bad behavior, I briefly attempted to pretend that there was not enough tickets for everyone. But with Derek leaving for the airport and Ashton driving him, I was forced to offer up a ticket for Archie to see the show.
Thanks for giving me that ticket. I appreciate that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm glad it all worked out. What's your favorite Buckcherry song?
Crazy bitch.
Moments later, we would be back at the Rainbow for dinner before seeing the Klontar on stage with Buckcherry.
Kidding me? I mean, you know, we've talked about Buckcherry.
But as fate would have it, our waitress would take an uncharacteristically long time to bring us both our food and our check, leaving us to hurry to catch the show.
Playing two sets.
Having discovered that we missed the band's entire set with the Klontar, Archie would not take the news lightly, as we would be surrounded by happy concert goers.
I missed it.
With the marquee at the Whiskey already changed, I attempted to console Archie to no avail.
He's not happy.
By morning, news had spread about the Klontar's appearance, as Chibson's instrument was featured alongside Tosin Abasi's Signature and Steve Vai's Hydra as the guitars to see at NAMM 2022. Despite the news of the Klontar's success, Archie would spend the entirety of our workout bickering with me about missing Buckcherry. At the same time, Ashton would finally come to terms with his past and begin moving forward with his life, forgetting about a career that was not meant to be. As for the Klontar, NAMM 2022 would be the first time anyone would have an opportunity to see the most valuable guitar ever crafted, and this is only the beginning.